What's up? Welcome to Avoiding the
Blitz!
This is my co-host. My co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the fantasy football wish list.
And this is Amber Alert!
Today, you guys, we need you to hit that like and hit that subscribe if you already haven't. Also, you need to go to Fantasy Football Advice Network and go ahead and download that app for all of your fantasy football needs. Okay. Today, we're going to be talking about, you want to tell them, Scotty?
We're going to go about the landmines that rookies could land that we like, actual rookies that we like, but if they go to these teams, it would be a disappointment and a kick in the nuts. So, Amber, would you like to just kick it off with one of yours?
Let's do it. Trey Benson is a player that I really do not want to land in New York on the Giants. The reason being is that the Giants are just kind of a hot mess. You've got Devin Singletary. He's still never going to be an elite running back. And I think Benson coming in isn't going to get the carries and the shares that we're going to spend in draft capital. If he were to go to Dallas, then we could actually spend the draft capital on him in rookie drafts, right, for Dynasty. But it's the Giants situation it's not great. And then, the thing about Trey Benson too is he lacks vision and the burst to scare defenses with big play potential. And that's what the Giants really need, right? They lost Saquon. That's a big deal. Losing Saquon it really opens up a giant void for them that I don't think Benson's going to be able to fill. Now, it's one of those situations that he's got the breakaway speed and, he can really be utilized when it comes to, breaking through some of those holes. But otherwise, I really just don't think the Giants are the spot for him. And I really don't want to see him go there. If he's dropping to round 2, like everybody's saying, day 2, for the draft, I could see the Giants snatching him up. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. And the Giants don't have an offensive line. They have questions at quarterback. Their coach is on the hot seat. You are nailing it. I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah, there's definitely other teams that he'd be more valuable on. And it's just a situation for fantasy purposes only. I'm not saying that I don't love the kid. I think that he's going to be fantastic in the NFL, especially 3 years removed from that insane knee injury that he caught during practice. He's going to be great, but just not on the Giants for us, for fantasy. So
absolutely. And I will take on the clock. And I'm going to go with Rome Odunze, a guy I loved last year. And I was curious of how he would match up with all the hype that's surrounding Marvin Harrison Jr. Neighbors actually is the number 2. But Odunze is the guy I fell in love with. I like his size, like his hands. But a team that I would not like Odunze to get drafted on draft day is – that's a horrible drum solo. That was actually a horrible drum solo, so I'll do some cymbals. Your team, the Bears, because we're basically talking about rookies here. We're talking about probably dynasty leagues. So if you have a top pick, Odunze was probably going to be a very top pick in the top 5 picks. And you have DJ Moore there, Keenan Allen there. You just picked up Swift. You're going to have a rookie quarterback. And when you're that excited for such a high pick, Rome Odunze is not going to have the volume. There's not enough targets to share. And let's say Peyton Manning was your quarterback. Amber, you would love that, wouldn't you?
I would absolutely love that.
A Peyton Manning at like 26 years old, not now. But if Peyton Manning was even the quarterback for the Bears, he still does not have enough volume to give Odunze value in the fantasy perspective. The Bears would be great in real life, but that's the perfect example. Real life and fantasy don't mix. So don't be the oil and water on this one.
100%. And actually, I can lead into my next pick for avoids here, and that would be Jonathan Brooks to the Chiefs. Now, again, Jonathan Brooks, phenomenal athlete. I think that there's a lot of potential for him to hit a lot of other teams. I think he's going to be the top 3, one of the top 3 backs to go. They're saying number 1. I think he's going to be number 2. I think Benson's going to surpass that. But with that being said, the Chiefs, we've got Pacheco, who's really making headway, right? As the lead back for the team. They're starting to trust him. They started him in 22 as the kick returner, and now they've really got him like getting those targets. And I know it's really hard to call any Chiefs player a good fantasy player, right? Besides Kelsey 2 years ago plus, right? But I think Jonathan Brooks heading there would really interfere with Pacheco as a Pacheco owner, as well as somebody who would love to draft Jonathan Brooks. I think we need to keep an eye out to make sure that they don't snatch him up. They do need another back. Obviously, they re-signed Clyde Allaire, but it's just one of those things, man. I want my backs to produce. And I really think that we're looking at tandem backfields, right? And I think that's the way it's going to continue to look, especially with injury prone and AstroTurf, however you want to look at it. But the biggest thing about it is that I think that the Chiefs can really start to show through with receivers and backs being ones and twos and not being so confusing. But I don't think that this is the year for a rookie to come in and be like, yeah, that's my wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3. I think that he'll get pushed and shoved to the end, and especially in an Andy Reid system. So
absolutely. And to go along with that, sounds like another CEH situation we got there. You mentioned them, and they don't need another one. Now going with mine, and the final is Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a 6'4", 240 freak who does backflips. And there are 32 teams that would do backflips for Brock Bowers. But my fantasy team will not be doing backflips if he gets drafted by the New York Jets. Oh, but we have Aaron Rodgers. New York Jets have been around since 1960 and have never had a good tight end. Google it. Google it. 1960 have never had a good tight end. Name one. You can't. Then you have Aaron Rodgers. He's probably, I would bet my ball sack, is on his last year before he finally retires. Gold jacket, green jacket. If he's in his cave, he could have a Carhartt jacket. It doesn't matter what Hall of Fame type of player he is. He never had a top number 1 tight end. He always threw to Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb.
Yep.
It was never to the tight ends. Name Aaron Rodgers' top tight end. You can't. Google it. Google it. Because I sure as hell looked it up. Jared Michael Finley. You Google him because you have no idea who the hell he is. He's garbage. So you have Aaron Rodgers, who does not throw to his tight ends. You have the Jets, who have generally never had a good tight end. Can't even name one, to be honest with you. And next year in Dynasty, you're going to have Aaron Rodgers retiring, Robert Saleh probably getting fired, and you're going to have to deal with shit quarterbacks. Oh, but you're a Washington fan. Yes, I understand you guys exactly. We are complete messes, and Brock Bowers' family would be miserable if they heard JEDS, just end the season. Woo! Here we go. That's our show for today. Tune in again. Hit the like, hit the subscribe.